Time is a flat circle, and so is True Detective Season 3. I'm TV Guide Editor-in-Chief Christopher Rosen, and here's what went down during the third episode, The Big Never.
It's like a thing staring right at us.
Well, we know the Purcell case was never solved, but 1980 Wayne Hayes does not. So he's still fighting the good fight, true detecting his way across the Ozarks. According to Tom Purcell, his children, Will and Julie, said they were going to play with the neighborhood boy, Ronnie Boyle, before going missing.
They're best friends.
But the neighborhood boy said they had no such plans and barely played together at all.
What's this mean?
Well, Tom, it means maybe you done up. Either that, or you have no idea what kind of shenanigans your kids are up to each day.
You tracked men in the war?
I did.
After a brief romantic moment with Amelia, nothing gets the heart aflutter like being on a search party together, Wayne stumbles upon a bag of toys and a splash of blood. This is where Will died, and wouldn't you know it, there's a farmhouse nearby.
The office checked the field reports. Nobody talked to this guy.
But somebody got to him, and whoever it was pretended to be a cop.
Asked me about those missing kids.
He also saw some other people, a black man and a white woman, both of whom parked near his house and the woods in a brown sedan.
We found two who both separately claimed to have witnessed a very nice brown sedan.
In 2015, the True Criminal director mentions that car as well, and that at least one local resident saw its driver, a black man with a scar, in a cul-de-sac near Devil's Den, where the kids, including the Purcells, would often play.
I live here! I have rights!
Back in 1980, remember Brett Woodard, the junk guy? A bunch of good old boys do, and they think he had something to do with the Purcell case.
You a goddamn bomb. You stay away from these kids.
They harass him and beat him up, a fair fight that totally engenders goodwill towards those men. But what if they were onto something? When we next see Brett, he's back at his home digging through a shed to find a very heavy bag that looks like the perfect size to hold the body of a child. And as if this episode didn't have enough potential suspects, 1980 Wayne finds one more by episode's end. At the Purcell's house, there's a photo of Will making his first communion, where he's posed in the same position he was when Wayne found him dead. So if I were a true detective, who would my prime suspect be this week? The easy money would be on Brett Woodard, especially since he's apparently lugging a body around. But the guys who beat him up weren't heroes, and it feels like there's more to Brett than meets the eye. No, instead, let's focus on what happened at the end, Will's communion photo. Is this yet another sign True Detective Season 3 takes place in the same universe as Season 1? You know, after those scary-ass dolls and all?
This was the first. Built it in 1980.
If you'll recall, the big conspiracy of Season 1 revolved around Reverend Tuttle, the governor's cousin who ran religious schools that doubled as a front for a pedophile ring. Could what happened to Will be an early precursor to that nightmare? Or is that just a red herring, and the real suspects are that unknown man and woman who were seen around town at the time of the Purcell kids' disappearance? Well, what do you think? Let us know in the comments, and come back next week for the latest True Detective Season 3 recap.